everyone, this is Dave from Geekanoids and this is my full review of the Nokia Lumia 710. Now at the time of doing this review, Nokia have just announced the Nokia Lumia 610 and that's going to be even cheaper than the 710, but for the time being this is the cheapest Windows Phone 7.5 mobile phone from Nokia. It's coming in around about £160 on pay-as-you-go, or if you're on contract you can get it free of charge. If you're in the US, that equates to around about $250. Now let's cover off the build quality first of all. It's a very nice sort of screen on the front, nice solid feeling handset. The screen's actually very responsive. These buttons down here quite stiff at times, and not too impressed with these buttons down here. If I go for example into Twitter and then I want to go back out to the home screen, I can click this middle button, but it's actually a physical button. It just feels a bit stiff to actually push, so not a fan of these. I wish they'd have made them sort of capacitive buttons rather than physical ones. Round the back here, a nice solid back. It feels very nice in the hand. It's got like a rubberized feel to it. There's no creaks or anything. It feels very well made. The connections on the top and the sleep wake button very responsive. So overall a nice feeling handset. It feels as though they haven't sort of scrimped too much on the build quality. Moving on to call quality, incoming call quality, absolutely superb. Outgoing call quality through the little mic here, equally as good, so no complaints on that front. Let's dive into pictures and we'll deal with the camera, which is a 5 megapixel autofocus camera with the LED flash. Let's go into my camera roll. These are some of the photos I've been taking and I've been pleased with the photos. They've got a good amount of detail, good colour rendition. The camera is nice and responsive as well, which is a real welcome addition to a budget end sort of handset like this. So very responsive. Does a reasonable job in low light, although you do get some grain, but overall a very good experience. So no complaints with the camera on this. In fact, I would go as far as saying that the camera on this is more pleasing to the eye than the Nokia Lumia 800, which had some issues for some people. Let's go back out to the home screen and let's look at the user interface, which is nice and responsive. This is my sort of main home screen with all my live tiles here. Some of them I've customised and pulled up into sort of view, like the WhatsApp application, which I use for keeping in touch with my buddies. Email, equally as nice to use, very responsive on the touch keyboard and nice to type on. If I move across one screen, I'll go down to one of the other apps I've been using, which is the podcast app. Now you can buy this in the marketplace, or you can download the free one, and it allows you to search for podcasts and download them. The free version you're limited to 2 downloads, the paid for version you haven't got that limit anymore. But you can search for your podcasts, add them to favourites, download them and listen to them at your leisure. So that was a nice app that I use. Twitter, also very good. Skype's also just been released. The eBay app I use regularly. And Marketplace is in fact improving on a daily basis on the Windows Phone platform. Now let's move on to battery life. If I tap the menu bar up the top here, you get a little display come up if it's going to work. Come on, you can do it. Because we're on camera it's not going to do it, is it? Let's try it again. Are my fingers working? There we go. Wow, so the battery life just up in this top corner here, really good actually. I would say I'm a medium sort of user on this and I easily get a full day of use from a single charge with probably about 20% of battery life left at the end of the day. So a heavy user, I think you would manage a full day on a single charge. The other little icons you're seeing pop up here, if I just get it to do it again, is the Wi-Fi connectivity and also my 3G network signal as well as the time there. So battery life, more than happy with on the Nokia Lumia 710. Things I don't like. The screen is definitely not as good as the Lumia 800. The viewing angles are poorer, it looks a bit flatter, colours don't pop as much, so not as good a screen. But then you're saving a lot of money. This is not costing you the £400 plus, it's costing you just £160, so you can't really grumble that the screen isn't as good. Overall though, I've been enjoying my experience with this. I do have one other complaint, and that's when I'm listening to podcasts. If I just pop on over to the podcast app, let me demonstrate this for you. Now if I set something playing back, let's go into my downloaded list and set this playing back. Now at the moment I'm on volume 11, and listen to what happens when I go down to 4. So at 4 to 11, practically no change in volume. Let's go down one more. And at 3, virtually you can't even really listen to it. When you're in a quiet room, you can just about pick up at 3. We'll go back up to 4. A big jump, and then 4 to 11. Crazy. So definitely needs calibrating. They need to do something with an update for this volume. From 4 to 11, practically no change at all, and then 3, it becomes really unlistenable. So not really happy with the volume control on it, and that's a shame because I listen to a lot of podcasts and I would have liked to have been able to fine tune that volume easier than it just jumping down to virtually unlistenable to. But overall, a really nice experience with the Nokia Lumia 710. The camera's great, nice and responsive, nice UI. They still need to work on the apps, but overall a really good experience. So thanks very much for watching this review. Please do hit that like button, please do subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.